and it's a question of taking charge of it. An economic storm unlike anything that we've seen in a generation is upon us now. And Canada must have a strong and effective government that holds the confidence of Parliament. Tonight, we do not. Tonight, far too many Canadians will lie awake not knowing how they're going to put food on the table tomorrow or pay the bills at the end of the month. And seniors are checking their pensions and their savings, and they're seeing the true costs of the crisis of collapsing markets. And in Canada, this recession has only just begun. Tonight, only one party stands in the way of a government that actually works for Canadians. When
people look at their federal government, they want to see some leadership. But that leadership has not been demonstrated by Mr. Harper. Families who will be receiving their last paycheck needed hope. World leaders took action quickly and took bold action to stimulate their economies. Economists and business leaders asked for strong and targeted measures.
New Democrats have offered constructive input and put forward good ideas. On election night, I committed to Canadians and to Mr. Harper that we would work collaboratively in a new minority parliament. And so, in the days and weeks that followed, I laid out our effective ideas to stimulate the economy and protect and create jobs. I described them in great detail in speeches across the nation and here in the House of Commons as well, and actually in a face-to-face meeting that I requested with Mr. Harper on the 12th of November. I focused on the needs of working families, of those who were being thrown out of work because of the economic crisis, and people whose pensions were at risk. I focused on those who are working in our key industrial sectors that are undergoing a crisis right now. And I focused on the need for a new economy to create jobs for the 21st century and for the environment. Now, instead of acting on these ideas, unfortunately, or presenting any plan to stimulate the economy, Mr. Harper delivered a partisan attack. He laid out a plan in what was supposed to be an economic document that would sell off public buildings, kill off political parties, and roll back workers' and women's rights in our society. None of these would create one job or protect a single pension. Stephen Harper simply refused to act. And now he's trying to turn an economic crisis into a political one. But Stephen Harper has broken his trust with the Canadian people. And because of that, he's lost the confidence of Parliament. He seems to be more interested in his job than in protecting your job. Now that's simply wrong. Stephen
Harper's job was to ensure that Parliament would work, but he refused to do that. By locking the door behind me, he is rejecting the democratic choice of 62% of Canadians, your choice. And every member of Parliament will see his right, his democratic right to express his confidence in the government refused.
Every member of Parliament will be denied their vote. Every Canadian will be silenced because this House will be not permitted to speak. We will have a Conservative government without legitimacy at the time of an economic crisis. That doesn't have to happen, because this is a remarkable moment in Canadian history. The
opposition parties acted together with a common goal: to give hope back to Canadians and help them to come through these difficult economic times. For the first time, the majority of the parties chosen by the people set aside their differences for the welfare of everyone.
The majority of members of Parliament, the people's representatives, have set aside their differences for the good of Canada and for the good of every Canadian. This is a time of hope. Tonight, only one party stands against the welfare of the Canadian people. On Monday, 2 leaders of the proposed coalition sent Her Excellency the Governor-General a letter, making it crystal clear that the majority of members of Parliament no longer have confidence in this Conservative government. Nothing we have heard tonight changes this fact. Tonight, Mr. Harper had an opportunity to chart a new course, to accept some of the ideas that we've been putting before him, but he did not. And tonight we are announcing that if it pleases Her Excellency, we will arrange that every New Democrat member of Parliament will indicate individually and together, formally, their lack of confidence in this government.
Tonight I am announcing that if Her Excellency wishes, every New Democrat member of Parliament is individually prepared to express his or her lack of confidence in the Conservative government. A new government is possible and ready to serve.
A new kind of government with a new kind of politics is ready to serve. One that will put the economy and working families first. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
And that is Jack Layton.